Hey, this is Deadline, and we just got back from VCF Southeast, and that was co-located with the Southern Fried Gaming Expo here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's my hometown, so it was pretty cool. We got to go and set up our table there, and one of the things we had was the Meatloaf subscriber count from our YouTube channel being displayed on our Commodore 64, and we had a few people that were asking how to do that, and so I was going to go over how to do that real quickly in this video. So let me pull up the proper thing here. First of all, we have the basic program for Commodore 64. Let me swap the screen here. This is your basic program. 10 if a equals 0, then a equals 1, and then colon load ml colon cxn subs 2 quote comma 8 comma 1. Now this is a Meatloaf shortcode, and I'll show you in a minute how to get a shortcode set up on the Meatloaf site. But so what happens in here is this is actually tied to a program, a PHP script on the web server. And let's go take a look at it. So what you're gonna have to do is make some variables. Channel equals, put your channel in there, right? So ours is the citizen YouTube channel identifier, and that's how the API will know. And next thing, you want to get a Google API key. Now this video is not a tutorial on how to get an API key for Google. You'll have to figure that out on your own, and there's plenty of resources available out on the internet. So once you enter your API key, then you can then curl the Google API with this string, and this is going to be in our GitHub under the Meatloaf programs, and this is an extenuation of that same string. So googleapis.com, YouTube v3 channels question mark part equals statistics and ID equals, then you put your channel from up here, and key equals API key. You'll have to enter your own API key, and then we follow this up with there's a statistic in there called subscriber count, and that's what we're looking for, right? And then on the command line, we execute that command, store the variable in X, and then subs equals int_val string replace. You want to take out some quotes and things from the scrape, and then let's see, there's an error here. Why is there an error? Out subs equals low subs and 65535, right? I'm not sure why I'm getting the error here. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. There's no error. And then out subs high equals subs. You want to shift bit these things over 16 bits. These are bitwise operations. Let's pull this up. So the bitwise operators in PHP are as such. You can shift right on these any number in PHP, and that's what we're doing. So you're just essentially knocking out the low, right? You're making it go off the screen, so to speak, and you're pushing down the subs over here. So you're going to have essentially 4 bytes that you're going to be sending out. So the next thing we do is we echo out a pack command, and let's look at that in PHP again. So pack is, you want to pack data into a binary string, but you can also specify how you want to pack it, and we're using the lowercase v. Find it, here it is, v, unsigned short, always 16-bit, little endian byte order, and that's what we're doing. And so the first thing on a Commodore 64 program, the first 2 bytes are going to indicate where you want it stored in memory, and that's what we're doing. So we're putting at C000 or C1000, and that's going to be 49152 in decimal, and that's how you can access it in the Commodore, as I'll show you in a second. So the first 2 bytes are going to be the low 2 bytes, and then the next 2 bytes are going to be the high bytes. And that's all it is. You just echo those 6 bytes out over your web server, and you got it. Now, going back to the basic program, now we can then read in the values from 49152. So the first one is B peak 49152. That's the first byte, the very low bytes, right? Then the next one is going to be your high byte of the first 2 bytes. It's 49152. Then the next byte you're going to multiply by 65536, which is 49154 in the Commodore memory. And then the final byte, we haven't seen this yet because we haven't got that many subscribers. So I put some dummy numbers in there though, so maybe it'll work if we ever get that many subscribers. You got 49155 times 16777,216, and all that math will bring that number back into the Commodore, into that B variable. So then you print subscribers and then print B, and there you go. And I'll show you what that looks like. Program I already got loaded, sort of. I did a special program. Let's take a look what it does when you run it. Oh, sometimes the meatloaf is a little finicky, you gotta reset it. Let's do that. So here's the listing, and let's run it. And as you can see, those are the values that it stores in 49152, 49153, 49154, and 49155. And that's our current subscriber count, 23,600. Thank you to all our subscribers. Now, these programs will be on our GitHub, but I wanted to show you something else. Alright, so we got meatloaf.cc/sc, which is the page where all the shortcodes are at. And you can actually go in here and register for an account. Gotta have an email address, and you enter your password, and then you hit register. I've already done so. We're gonna go, actually I'm gonna go under Cities In, and then we log in, and boom, we've got access to our profile, which lets us put in our shortcodes. And as you can see, we have plenty of shortcodes that we've added, but here's what ones we're going to focus on right now. So the CXN subs is the basic program that you load in to get it going, and then CXN subs 2 is what we're looking at from the basic program here, right? And so translated, that goes to our server here, tech.citizen.net/subs/sub64.php, which is that PHP script I just showed you. And then, like I said, you have to get your Google API key, put it in there, and that should work. And you can change your YouTube channel identifier right there, if you so choose. And if you look here, the shortcode website actually reads in what you're getting from the link, and it shows you that it's coming in at C000. So let's go back and look at the entire shortcodes listing. We'll find our list down here, the listing here. So there's CXN subs. It's not showing the big one. CXN subs 2 for some reason. Oh, I know why. It's probably in here under invalid. It's still a valid though, for some. It's not registering as valid. So there you go. This will turn into this link right here magically through the Meatloaf server maintained by Jamie. And that's how you can build your own shortcodes. My shortcodes. And there's our shortcodes again. Just real quick. Alright. So that's how you get your subscriber count into your Commodore 64 with the use of a meatloaf, and you'll need a web server, but you got to scrape it off the internet and translate it into Commodore 64 readable bytes. Wrapping this up, thanks for watching, and we actually have the meatloafs for sale over at our store, store.cityzen.biz. Check it out and we'll build you one. There's also some other stuff over there if you want to support our channel to create more awesome projects for the Commodore. And then there's also our Patreon site. If you like what we do, please become a Patreon and support our cause. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new programming series. And be sure to check out all the other vintage computer-related videos on our channel. Right here on CityZen.
Pay for my citizens for an 8-bit tomorrow.